How Null license plate landed one hacker in ticket hell. I don't even know what this means, but I'm very excited about this. I mean, I think the real problem here, obviously, is just trying to get a license plate in California. That's probably where it's all at. Alerts, good call, chat. Hey, this is why we pay you what we pay you. All right, Joseph Tartaro never meant to cause this much trouble, especially for himself. In late 2016, Tartaro decided to get a vanity license plate. By the way, this is just a strange practice as it is. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't want to spend a single second at the DMV. Like, if there's a way I could never go to the DMV, I want that option. And so the fact that you have to do extra DMV to get a vanity license plate, nuts to me. Nuts. I don't understand this. I do not understand this. A security researcher by trade, he ticked down possibilities that relate to his work. Seg fault, maybe, or something to do with vulnerabilities. Sifting through his options, he started typing null pointer and caught himself after the first word, null. Nice, love this. Funny. The idea was I'd get void for my wife's car, so our driveway would be null and void. And that's actually, I mean, it's funny. It's funny. Again, extra DMV. This is, again, DMV is the first ring of purgatory, okay? And not like the happy purgatory, but like the unhappy purgatory. Elysian Fields. I'm pretty sure that's what it is in Dante's Inferno. Or that's ring 1 of hell, right? Terrible place to be. The joke had layers, though, as Tartaro well knew. And as he explained in a recent talk at DEF CON Hacker Conference, null is also a text string that in many programming languages signifies a value that is empty or undefined. To many computers, null is the void. Wow. The setup also has a brutal punchline, one that left Tartaro at one point facing $12,000 of traffic fines wrongly sent his way. He's still not sure if he'd be able to renew his auto registration this year without paying someone else's tickets, and thanks to the Kafka-esque loop he's caught in, it's not clear if the citations will ever stop coming. Okay, I'm loving this. Okay, I'm loving this. I also want to figure out how to get my license plate to become null. You know what I mean? Like, how's this, like, what is this little ticketing system that's going on where you can get some null set? In his DEF CON talk, Tartaro played up the idea that he had initially hoped a null plate would get him out of tickets. That, once fed into the database of offenders, the violation quite literally would not compute. But he says now that pranks weren't actually his initial focus. If anything, he was surprised that California DMV website let him register null in the first place. The first year as a null driver was uneventful, but when it came time to renew in 2017, the DMV website no longer accepted null as an option. It broke the website, Tartaro says. Specifically, the site told him that the license plate and vehicle identification number he had entered, known as the VIN, were invalid. But Tartaro was still able to use a reference number to renew. He didn't think much more of it. You know, I would say as a security researcher, this should have been his first warning. I entered in my credentials, and the website stopped working. So I just got around it. You would think just right there, Tartaro would be like, I just up, and I probably need to go figure this out now. I probably need to figure this out right now. Oh, is TJ still my title? Yeah, let's get TJ the hell out of here. TJ, get the hell out of here, TJ. By the way, TJ.DV, I don't know if you know this, but he streams on Twitch and YouTube and generally self-promotes everything at all points. All right, anyways, he also didn't think much of the ticket he got in early 2018 for not having the appropriate registration sticker on his license plate. Tartaro suspects that someone scraped it off and used it on their own car. He thought about fighting it, but the fine was only $35, so he decided just to pay it and move on with his life. You know, hindsight's 2020. $5 a month for 7 months is $35, right? So like, think about that. So if you were to subscribe to, say, me, you know, that's 7 months worth of payments, or you could just press the like button. That's for free. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Then came the citations, dozens of them, deposited in bulk in his mailbox. Parking violations, stand-stop violations, fines of $37, $60, $74, $80 from Fresno to Ranchero to Cucamonga. I've never been to Fresno, Tartaro says, of the California city. I've been to Fresno, I think. By the way, this is insane. Nor had Tartaro gone to the statewide parking-related crime spree. Instead of paying that $35 ticket, it appears that a database somewhere now associated Null with his personal information, which means that anytime a traffic cop forgot to fill in a license plate number on the citation, the fine automatically got sent to Joseph Tartaro. The tickets were for Hondas, Toyotas, Mercedes vehicles. Tartaro has an Infinity, by the way. Classic Infinity driver, right? Infinity. Hey, Judo, are you still in here? Judo, are you still here? Because you know what, Judo, do you have a customs license plate? Do you have a custom? Because this kind of seems kind of like a Judo move right here. Okay, Infinity, custom license plate. They seem to go one on one. He's going to get offended and practice judo on me now. Tartaro says he received 2 tickets written at Cypress College within hours of each other for 2 different vehicles. He would have had to swap the registration during his lunch break. Worse yet, the incoming citations seem to apply retroactively. I have tickets from 2014, Tartaro adds. I didn't have the plates back then. Oh, this is so good. The fines were all sent by a private company called the Citation Processing Center, which, well, processing parking citations. But calling them, Tartaro says, proved fruitless. I have reached out to this company, and they're basically saying that I have to prove without a doubt that these hundreds of tickets aren't mine. Trying to speak to a manager went nowhere. He's like, you've got to mail all these back to us. Tartaro declined, worried about potential losing the paper record of the misallocated fines. But the next day, he says he noticed something odd in the public online listing of citations maintained at the Citation Processing Center's website. He had given them an example of a specific ticket he had gotten that implicated a Honda. Online, that record had been changed to an Infinity with Tarantos. Wait, that's not his name. Wait, I thought it was spelled differently. Am I? Yeah, Tarantos. Okay, that I got a little mixed up there. Okay, got a little mixed up in this article. Okay, you can't just start changing the spelling because it ruins my ability to say it, and then now I get all confused, and now I feel like I can't say the name anymore. Oh my goodness, what just happened here? You can't just do this to me, okay? It is emotionally painful. Who is Toronto? My immersion is broken. Okay, hold on. Tartaro shared a side-by-side comparison of his paper copy and the apparently altered database version of his part at DEF CON Talk. After I had a phone call, directly after the phone call, those same tickets where I still have the physical printouts in front of me right now say that their make and model were modified. Tartaro says, a citation processing center employee said that while she was aware of Tartaro's situation, the company was unable to comment. Tartaro next turned to the DMV. Oh my goodness. This is, by the way, again, I hate the government. Okay, this is just a classic example of why the government sucks. This just sucks. Which he says worked with the citation processing center to void out the bulk of tickets that had errantly come his way. That successfully got the amount owed down to 6,262 as of last weekend, but didn't solve the core problem. More tickets continued to trickle in. The database still had him pegged. Never get pegged, okay? Trust me, just as something you need to understand in this moment. Getting pegged, specifically by the DMV, is just the worst experience, okay? It's just the worst experience. I one time was driving along and somehow I got my association with a warrant and my car information like tied together in the system. I got like held at gunpoint. I got thrown in the back of vehicles. Just ridiculous. For like nothing. I did nothing, okay? I did nothing. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, I'm getting arrested. It's bullshit. This whole experience, just don't get pegged, okay? That's the moral of the story, even though all this Tartaro remained mostly unconcerned. Well, this is what happens when you make enough money not to be concerned, okay? Most people hit with multi-$1,000 bills wouldn't be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna make a few phone calls, do a little this, do a little that, not a big deal, right? Like, that's crazy. If someone just sent me a $10,000 bill, I'd shit my pants. Tartaro remained mostly unconcerned. The CPC was just a private company. He could keep working with the DMV to avoid the fines as they came in, which was an annoyance, but not a catastrophe. Wait till your credit score starts getting destroyed. He had successfully registered his car the previous year despite the CPC citations piling up. But just days before DEF CON, according to Tartaro, he says he received a notice that the California DMV would not let him renew his registration unless he actually paid some of those fines. Okay, Tartaro, if you're listening, Tartaro, don't push off what could be done today for tomorrow, okay? You know. Why'd you renew? Okay, why? Why would you want to go again? Why would you want to get back on this miracle round, okay? Why, like, after all of this, you're like, yeah, I'm trying to renew still, but it's not letting me. What's that all about? You know what I want to do? I want to be on the DMV phone once a month, clearing fines with them. So I'm going to renew my license plate. It's like, dude, how about you just don't renew it, okay? Just come up with some other one. Come up with Seg Fault Me Daddy or something like that. I don't know. Pegged by DMV, okay? There you go. There's your license plate. Enjoy it. Now that the DMV is enforcing these tickets that are falsified, and let's see, it changes everything, he says. At the moment, I cannot register my vehicle without paying the tickets, but I can't pay the tickets because it admits guilt. And the minute I admit that, it opens me up to all the other tickets. I'm in basically a really bad situation. Really. The situation has improved somewhat in recent days, at least. Tartaro calculates that tickets assigned to his car still tallied over 6,000 when he last checked on Sunday. When Wired looked up the Null plate in the CPC database Tuesday, let's see, after asking the company about the charges, it showed only $140 worth of tickets remaining, both from Fresno. Effin' Fresno. Tartaro doesn't see this as much of a reprieve. He's glad the tickets have vanished, but he still would need to pay the $140 to register his car, and there's no guarantee that more fines won't show up along the way. Change your license plate! It also is hard to know where to turn for resolution. Mr. Tartaro's situation appears to stem from policy set by local parking authorities, which the DMV has no control over. California DMV spokesperson Marty Geenstein said, from the DMV's perspective, our system recognizes his personal plates and shows he is eligible to renew his registration online, assuming he pays the fees. Oh my goodness. I just hate California. Yeah, you know, everything's good. I'm a spokesperson for the DMV, and I would just like to let you know everything is good. Just pay the fines. That's all we're asking, okay? Just pay a couple fees. We're looking good. Prank or not, Tartaro was playing with fire by going in with Null in the first place. He had it coming, says Christopher Null. Wait, your name is Christopher Null? You're telling me Christopher Null has some opinions about the word null, a journalist who had written previously for Wired about the challenges his last name presents. All you ever get is errors and crashes and headaches. Oh, no. If anything, Null says. Guys. Oh, no. This reads like an Onion article. This is The Onion. Oh, my goodness. Is this The Onion, Babylon Bee? What the hell am I reading here? The problem has gotten worse over the years. The minimum viable product concept has pushed a lot of bad code through that doesn't go through with the proper level of testing, Null says, adding that anyone affected is inevitably an edge case, a relatively small problem not worth devoting a lot of resources to fix. Null has himself to deal with countless annoyances, from American Express dropping his last name altogether to Bank of America refusing to accept emails from nullmedia.com domain. So you're telling me he's the Null exception? Is that what you're trying to say? I didn't feel comfortable changing until I knew it was actually solved. Wow. What a great article. What a great article. And also, I hate the government. The name is the Primogen.